Frank Sanchez says, I'll KO Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk even easier. Wow. Let's talk about it.
Push the weight enough flex. Alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Well, Frank Sanchez talking real big. I like it. Ain't no problem with trash talking. So we're going to go ahead to boxing scene. Link will be in the description. Y'all know how it goes. Frank Sanchez says, I'll KO Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk even easier. He doesn't have technique. Ooh. Undefeated Cuban heavyweight contender Frank Sanchez is showing that he has the gift of gab as much as a jab. After a one-sided unanimous decision victory over Christian Hammer, a fight in which the battle-tested German tied a record for landing the fewest punches, 24 in a 10-round fight, Frank Sanchez is taking more serious shots at the heavyweight mountaintop and its two kingpins. I want to be the best opponents right now. I want to best the opponents right now. I want to be the best. The top five. Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Sanchez told ES News through a translator, I'll knock Fury out easily. He has no boxing skills. Usyk is even easier. He has movement but doesn't have the technique that I have. Whew. Although the 29-year-old Sanchez, 20 wins, 0 losses, 13 knockouts, is ranked number 5 by both the WBO and the WBC, and is backed by trainer Eddie Reynoso. Stablemate Canelo Alvarez, and powerful advisor Lupe Valencia. He's seemingly still several fights away from facing champions like Usyk and Fury. Sanchez surely has talent and can seemingly be a boogeyman for anyone in the division. As evidence in his fight before Hammer, when he dropped in the decision the ascending Efe Ajagba, that was a hell of a fight. But Sanchez hasn't yet found the in-ring flair and pizzazz required to remove the needle in the sport's glamour division for his shot to become the first Cuban to win a heavyweight title. Sanchez is currently tied He's currently tied at Al Heyman's Premier Boxing Championships. Premier Boxing Champions. He's with the PBC. He could be presented with a mix of opponents, including Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, and Robert Helenius, or a pack of fighters who are coming off losses like Deontay Wilder, Adam Kownacki, Chris Arreola, Charles Martin, Dominic Breazeale. He's still active. Wow. Or Gerald Washington, who lost on the same card. So those last two names I'm not too, fond of. No personal shots towards them. It's just that Gerald Washington lost on the same night, and Dominic Breazeale fought out of Berlin and looked horrible. So I'm not too keen on those last two names. Sanchez said Reynoso and Alvarez, who was sitting ringside with his wife and team for the New Year's Day fight in Miami, were both pleased with his performance against Hammer. Reynoso and Alvarez were happy with me after the fight, said Sanchez. Everything came out the way we wanted it. Everything worked out. Everything that we worked on in the gym showed. I had a lot of technique for him. That's why he couldn't catch me. I hit him to the body and hurt him. Every time it came out great. That's the article. It'll be in the description box. Here's my opinion. Y'all know that I made videos in the past, I think just last week, that this guy's a problem. Now, saying that, I'm also very realistic. He won the fight. It was a landslide. There was no part of that fight that Christian Hammer won. trying to figure out why he didn't get Hammer out of there. He's a durable guy, a tough guy. Y'all remember Christian Hammer from the Tyson Fury detached thumb in the glove situation. For those of you that don't know, Tyson Fury tried to cheat Christian Hammer by detaching the thumb from his glove, and the ref caught it, and it became a circus. It was bizarre. One of the many things that Tyson Fury has done involved in reference to cheating. But never mind all of that. That's who Christian Hammer was, or is. That's the guy that he did that against. That's the guy. He's a durable guy. He's built like a refrigerator. But he didn't seem to have stamina problems, or he didn't tire out. He has what I call a deceptive physique. He looks like a cab driver, but he was in the fight. Stamina wasn't the problem. And he took the fight on 3 or 4 days short notice. So I thought that Sanchez would go in there and steamroll him. And he didn't do it. Now, is that because he was incapable of doing it? Or Christian Hammer is just a durable guy? Normally, guys that guys that are always looking towards their phones, they have day jobs, families to support, and then they got to check their phone. Hey, I'm getting a payday I got to fly to America. I'm getting a good payday against this up-and-coming fighter. So they go take the fight. Normally, guys like that are not doing this boxing thing full-time, and I'm just assuming Christian's not doing it full-time. I don't know if he's seen $1 million. I don't know. But normally, guys like that, in America at least, they have day jobs. They do other things. And they listen to that phone, and when they get that call from their promoter or whatever, hey, man, you want to fight this up-and-coming guy, or you want to fight this guy? That's why they got to stay in shape. Now, I'm looking at Hammer. He doesn't have like a Adonis body. He doesn't look like a guy that stays in the gym just in case he gets the phone call. He looked like he, eats a couple of sandwiches or bratwurst or whatever they eat over there, some cabbage, play with the kids and take them to school, and got a phone call, got to run to America. I'm going to get this strong 6 figures real quick in the midst of working their 9 to 5. He didn't look like he was in shape. And stamina wasn't his problem. Maybe he's just one of those guys that his physique is just like that. You know what I mean? Like you see Andy Ruiz physically, he's not a specimen. I mean, he looked better in his last fight, like as far as physically goes. But stamina doesn't seem to be their problem. Now, he didn't have a large punch output. You just seen in the article that he had a low punch output. He broke a record. Maybe that's why he was, saving himself for the later rounds. Who knows? 10-round fight. Okay. But my point is, I refuse to believe that he hung around for 10 rounds. There was a knockdown, I believe, in the last round, but it was a slip. Blown call, but whatever. I don't believe that Hammer stuck around there that long. Well, I'm not going to say I don't believe. I'm saying I have a hard time believing that he stuck around that long because he was in shape or he had like a skill set that kept him in the game. I don't believe that. Could there be an element of, Frank was training for Negron and then got Hammer? Maybe that's it. I know Lennox Lewis said that. Maybe that's it. What I do know is and a lot of people in the industry have put Sanchez on this pedestal. Damn near killer. And I'm surprised that Hammer didn't get hammered. I was looking for it. There were points in that fight where he was just loading up with the right hand. He was loading up and I'm like, there was no setup with the jab. He was just loading up and Hammer blocked it. He was laughing at him in certain parts. What I'm saying is he won convincingly, but it wasn't a dominant performance. Maybe it's because he didn't know what to expect from Hammer. He didn't have enough time to look at film of him. Maybe he just saw him and saw how he looked and said, I'm going to beat this guy up. He didn't do enough to get him out of there. Now, the guy that we saw against F.A. Jagba was different. Now, F.A. was trying to go in for the kill, and he ran into a lot. and got dropped in the fight. Now, styles make fights, and Hammer didn't force the action like FA. He don't have the same tools that FA did. So could it be a scouting situation? He didn't have enough time to do homework on Hammer to know what he does? I don't know. What I am saying, that performance, although he won, it wasn't a dominant performance. It was just a good performance where he went 10 rounds. I didn't see him trying to get Hammer out of there. Hammer, to me, didn't propose any threat. He's not a big puncher. You understand? I expected him to stop Hammer. I really did. And I'm one of the people that put Sanchez on a pedestal. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm second thinking that now. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say, okay, this was just a night where he just got rounds in. And this was a short notice fight. And if you know anything about boxing, these short notice fights usually are the most dangerous. Ask Anthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz was about to hang it up and say, you know what, F boxing. I'm about to hang it up. There's nothing for me here. And then he got the call. You want to fight AJ? Hell yeah. And you saw what happened. I mean, nonsense aside, Andy has tools. Very fast hands. He knows how to fight big men. Tough. Pretty good chin. Decent power. Turned out to be a bad night for Anthony Joshua. But I'm saying this was a short notice. Anthony was training for Big Baby Miller, and we know what happened. He ended up with Andy, and we saw what happened. You know, nonsense aside. So maybe this was a situation where, maybe it was a situation where, okay, you know, I trained for Negron, well scouted. Hey, 4 days before the fight, I'm fighting someone else. He goes to YouTube. Oh, yeah, okay, this the guy, you know, this Tyson Fury thing. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, you know what? No threat. And got in there and got rounds in, glorified sparring session. That's what I saw, but he didn't have enough to get him out of there. Now, what he says about Tyson Fury, I disagree. Tyson Fury, for his size, is a great standard boxer. All right, Oleksandr Usyk. I think that's a good matchup for him. And I don't think he's given Usyk enough credit. This is one thing that he'll have to prove me wrong on. Now, understand, a lot of people are high on Frank Sanchez. I'm one of them. I'm just kind of looking at this performance over the weekend, and it wasn't as dominant as I thought it would be. And now it's making me raise an eyebrow on him now. Like, huh? Okay. I don't want to see too many more of those, man. I still think this is a bad man. He's a bad man. And I know if he's fighting Tyson Fury, you know, it might be a situation where you might see the best come out of him. Now, remember, this is a guy that stumped F.A. Jagua, who can crack. F.A. catch you clean, it's night-night. But he's very robotic and very slow, and Frankie, he exploited that. Dropped him. Gave him his first L. So maybe it's a style thing. Like I said, he didn't know he was fighting Hammer until 3 or 4 days before the fight. Fine. Maybe Oleksandr Usyk. That's going to be a boxing match. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Frank is stronger than him. And he's also bigger than him. And he's mobile. That'll be a tough night for Usyk. So maybe there's truth to all of it. Maybe there's truth. But you know, this is boxing. How do we solve it? How do we know what's true and what's not true? They got to get into the ring. So I like the fact that Frank is talking. He's being vocal. He's down there in Reynoso. He's in the Reynoso gym. Now, what's going to be interesting is if Frank getting there somehow ends up in the ring with Fury or Usyk, how the other side is going to start crying about drugs and everything else. But we'll talk about that when we get there. I mean, it's funny. We've been talking about it, and it's falling on deaf ears. But let Sanchez get an Usyk fight or a Fury fight. Then the magnifying glass is going to be on Team Reynoso. I'm just going to sit back and say, hey, man, look at that. Now y'all want to talk about it now? Guess what? I don't want to hear it. Now I don't want to hear it. And don't cry. Don't cry if something crazy happened. All right? But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, if we get to it. But I like that Frank is talking, trash talking. He said his piece. It's up to him to show and prove. And it's up to the fans, the fanatics. If he's in the line of fire, if he's in a position to get these fights done, if y'all really want to know who's the best, let nature take its course. Step out of the way. A lot of you guys show who you really are. Y'all don't really want these fights. Y'all prove that every day. If you want to see if your guy's the best, let him fight. Step out of the way and stop playing. So I'm still going to salute Frank Sanchez. It was a shaky, non-dominant performance this past weekend, but so what? Let's see what he does next. Bronx on deck.